Oh, so this is question number 4 in the 2024 Chapter 3 and 4 topic test, and it's about transformations, and it's using this form of transformation or this form of transformation. So if I've got g of x plus a, and that's what h of x is, if I'm asking about h of x, which all of these questions are, then h is g, and this is a graph of g of x that's being translated sideways to the value of a. If a is positive, it goes in that direction. When a is negative, it goes in that direction. So I'm taking this curve and I'm translating it sideways. So when a equals 0, we get this curve, and there are two x-intercepts at -4 and 2. If a equaled -1, I move everything 1 unit to the right, which means that my x-intercept would now be at -3, and this would be over at 3. So, state the value or values of a's where h of x passes through the origin. Well, there's two ways that can happen. I move 4 units to the right, which will put this in that position. So a equaling 4 units to the right, -4. Or the other way that can happen is that this moves 2 units to the left, which means this x-intercept would then sit at the origin. So r equals -4 or 2 are the two answers. State the value of a where h of x has a positive x-intercept. Has positive x-intercepts. Both of them have to be positive. So at the moment I've got one positive and one negative. I've got to move this graph more than 4 units to the right, so that this x-intercept at -4 then sits in the positive area. So a's got to be less than -4, so that you move more than 4 units to the right. State the value of a where h of x has negative x-intercepts. It's plural, so I've got to move more than 2 units to the left. Therefore, a is going to be bigger than 2. If a is bigger than 2, then I'll move more than 2 units to the left. Therefore, both of my x-intercepts will be negative. So they're my answers, or the values of a give those conditions. Looking at the second part, I've now got k of x is this original curve plus b. So now we're moving up and down. So when b equals 0, I get this graph, and I have one y-intercept, and it's there. So state the values of b where k of x has a negative y-intercept. Well, at the moment it has a negative y-intercept. If I move it down further, it will still have a negative y-intercept, and I'm able to move it up less than 1. So b is going to be less than 1 will give me a negative y-intercept, because I can move up nearly 1 and then I can move down anything. So b being less than 1 will give me a negative y-intercept. State the values of b where k of x is bigger than 0. So the whole graph is bigger than 0. At the moment, this is bigger than 0, and this over here is bigger than 0, but all of these are not. So I need to move the graph up so that the lowest point, which is this point here, ends up being higher than the x-intercept. So if I moved it up 4.5, then I would have this touching at this point here. So I need to move it up more than 4.5. So b is going to be bigger than 4.5 so that this curve is fully above the x-axis.